Alright, the first day of conics is all about circles. Let's start off with the definition. The definition of a circle is the set of all points in a plane that are
She's spinning me around in circles.
equidistant from a fixed point called the center. So the set of all points, set of all points in a plane equidistant from a fixed point called the center. Now, contrary to popular belief, the center actually is not part of the circle. It's all the points that are equidistant from it. Now, the graphing form for a circle is parentheses x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals r squared, where the point hk is the center, and since it's x minus h and y minus k, since it's minus, each one is the opposite of what you think, both h and k in this case. And r, you can probably guess, is the radius. Oops. R, oh my goodness. R is the radius. Alright, so this is the big important stuff, is this formula here. From this, no, we're going to do all sorts of problems with this. So, let's do our first example. We're going to, really quick, we're going to determine the center and radius, then graph the given circle. So, our first example here is going to be parentheses x minus 3 quantity squared plus y plus 1 quantity squared equals 36. Alright, so the center is going to be the point. Now it looks like negative 3. Remember, it's the opposite of what you think. 3 looks like positive 1. It's the opposite of what you think. Negative 1. And the radius is, now remember that this was r squared, where r is the radius. So the radius isn't 36. The radius is 6 here. Alright, so we got our center, our radius. Let's graph this. Now, we're just going to make a sketch, but we're going to make this pseudo precise. Our center's at 3, negative 1, so make some tick marks going across. I'm going up and down. So, our center's at 3, negative 1. With a radius of 6. Now, in order to do this, what I would recommend is what you're going to do is go take your radius and go 6 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 up, 6 right. Six down. And 6 left. From the center. Alright, so you make a little skeleton. Now you know that this is a circle, so you draw a circle. And yours, hopefully yours looks better than mine. It doesn't look so oblong. But if we drew it to scale and everything, it would be nice. For the purpose of notes, if you just want to make sketches like this, that's fine. But my next example, I'm going to go and bust out a grid. If you got one, you're welcome to go get one. Here comes our next example. X squared plus y squared minus 6x minus 4y minus 12 is greater than 0. Alright. Couple things here. One, this is an inequality, so there's going to be some shading involved. The other thing is that this is not in graphing form. We're going to have to arrange this, and we're going to put this in graphing form by completing the square, not just once, but twice. The first thing is separate your x's. So we got x squared minus 6x. Leave a space, but now we're gonna deal with our y's. Now leave a space, so that's gonna be plus y squared minus 4y. Leave a space, and we're also going to get rid of the constant. So greater than 12. I moved the constant, but got x's and y's segregated here. All right, now we're going to complete the square twice. So here in this case, half of b, half of negative 3 is, or excuse me, half of negative 6 is negative 3. Squared, we're going to add 9 here. We're also going to add 9 to the other side. Okay, then this one, half of b in this case is negative 2. Squared is plus 4. And then we're going to add 4 to this side as well. Okay, so now we're going to factor the x terms, and then we're going to factor the y terms. This is going to factor to x minus 3 quantity squared plus, and factor the y's. Y minus 2 quantity squared is greater than 12 plus 9 is 21 plus 4 is 25. So here's our answer in graphing form. All right, and our center is going to be at the point 3, 2, and the radius is 5. All right, so get a grid, or you guys can start drawing your axes and stuff. I'm going to insert my coordinate plane here. And let's graph this. So our center is the point 3, 2 with a radius of 5. So go up 5 in all directions. 5 this way, 5 right, 5 down, 5 left. Now, that's our skeleton of our circle. Now, because this is greater than, this is going to be a dotted or dashed circle. Oh, look how pretty that one is, huh? Anyway, so this is a dashed circle. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use a test point. Now, back in the day, we used to use 0, 0 as an easy test point. When you're working with circles, I think an even easier test point is the center. The center is, remember, it's not part of the circle. We're going to plug this in. So 3 minus 3 is 0, plus 2 minus 2 is 0. Is 0 greater than 25? No, it is not. So this test point fails. So that means we're going to shade outside the circle. So that means that all points outside of the circle are a solution to this inequality. All the points outside are a solution. Put any point that's inside the circle is a solution. So, or excuse me, is not a solution. Check it. If I use the point 0, 0, 0 minus 3 is negative 3. Squared is 9. 0 negative 2 squared is 4. 9 plus 4 is 13, which is not greater than 25. That's why this is not shaded. This inside is not a solution. Any point outside will be. All right, let's do a couple more examples. I know some of you might have not picked up on this the whole way. Let's practice that one more time. How about x squared plus y squared minus 8x plus 6y minus 56 is less than or equal to 0. All right, so step 1, get rid of the constant and separate the x's and y's. So get rid of the constant and separate the x's and y's. So what I got here is x squared minus 8x. I'm going to leave a space. Then I got plus y squared plus 6y. And I moved 56. All right. Then complete the square twice. So half of negative 8 is negative 4. So I'm going to add 16 on both sides. Half of 6 is 3. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides. All right, so then factor each one, factor the x's, factor the x's, factor the y's. So now I'm at x minus 4 quantity squared plus y plus 3 quantity squared is less than or equal to, add this noise up and you get 81. So there's our graphing form. Our center is the point 4, negative 3, and our radius is 9. I'm going to insert my graph again. Now, this graph probably won't fit. Watch this. 4, negative 3. Plot that right there with a radius of 9. 9 this way only gets me halfway. It'd be something like out there. 9 up gets me right there. 9 left gets me there. And 9 down, something like that. Now, is this a solid circle or a dashed circle? It's going to be solid. So, going like that. Now, as far as this grid is concerned, that's as much as the circle that I can show, and that's fine. Now we use our test point. Our test point is going to be our center. 4 minus 4 is 0. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. 0 squared is 0 less than or equal to 81. Indeed, it is. So this one passes. The test point passes. So that means that we are going to include the center, which means we shade the inside of this here circle. Shade the inside of the circle. All right, we'll practice more of those problems tomorrow during class. There's one more type of problem that I can give you, though. And these are ones that I believe you did in geometry last year. Write the equation of a circle with, and here's the characteristics of the circle. The center is at the point 7, 5, and it contains the point 3, negative 2. All right, so we're going to find the equation with these characteristics. This is the center, and here's the point. So let's think about this. If we were to graph this, nothing fancy, 7, 5, the point 3, negative 2. This is the center, so that means there's some circle going around like this. All right, now we don't know this radius, but that's what we're going to find. We're going to find the radius and the equation. So first thing we're going to do is x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals r squared. Now, because this is the center, this is h and this is k. So I'm going to plug those in. It's going to be x minus 7 quantity squared plus y minus 5 quantity squared equals r squared. Now, I don't know what r is, but they gave me another point. What could I do with this point here? Well, I could make this x and this y. So plug those in for x and y. So now you're at 3 minus 7 quantity squared plus negative 2 minus 5 quantity squared equals r squared. So 3 minus 7 is negative 4 squared is 16 plus negative 2 minus 5 is negative 7 squared is 49 equals r squared. 16 plus 49 is 65 is r squared. Now, I could go and take the square root and find what r is. But here's the thing. The only thing that they want is the equation. So, and the equation only contains r squared. So here's the thing. I'll know the radius is 65, but my final answer here is going to be, oh my goodness, parentheses x minus 7, quantity squared, plus y minus 5, quantity squared, equals r squared, 65. That's the equation of the circle with a center here through this point. Alright, so we'll practice tomorrow. Smith out!